So beyond voting, what else? Lots of other things. Again, back to the rise and fall of Jim Crow PBS website. I'm going to talk a little bit here about laws. And I'm going to take you to something called interactive maps. This is kind of cool. So if you follow the links to interacting maps, you're going to see a bunch of different kinds of maps that you can look at. And the ones that I'm going to look at here today are the Jim Crow laws. So what you're going to see are where a lot of these laws went into effect that separated black from white. So for instance, this is on education. All the yellow states that you see, mostly in the South, are states that had. Hi, Lydia. Hi. Yeah, look, hold on. Sorry about that. These are states that had laws on the books that mandated that white students and non-white students not go to the same schools. These are states that had laws on the books separating blacks and whites in hospitals and prisons. We'll skip that one for now. Public accommodations like hotels and motels. Now, if you look at this one, what's interesting is what state is this? This is Mississippi and this is Florida. Well, they didn't have any laws on the books that forced blacks and whites to stay at different hotels and motels, but they still had segregated hotels. It's just that there weren't any laws, but they still did it. Transportation, separate train cars, separate seats on buses for blacks and whites. And by the way, when I say blacks and whites, it's not just blacks and whites. Like places in Texas and even California had laws and customs that separated Mexican Americans from whites. And in California, you would see a lot of laws on the books separating Asian Americans from whites. But this is the biggie. Look at this one. Holy cow, look at that sea of yellow. Miscegenation, I can't say that word. I never could be able to say that word. What it basically means is relations, romantic relations between whites and non-whites. All these states in yellow made it illegal for white people to be with black people or Native Americans or Asians or Mexicans or whatever, including our neighbor to the west, South Dakota. This is the law that was on South Dakota's books. The following marriages are null and void from the beginning. The intermarriage or illicit cohabitation, living together, of any person belonging to the African, Korean, Malayan, or Mongolian race with any person of the opposite sex belonging to the Caucasian or white race. Mongolians? What? There are hardly any Mongolians in Mongolia, much less South Dakota. Who wrote this law? It's stupid. Of course, nowadays we don't have any of those dumb laws anymore. Colleges and universities. These are states that had separate colleges for blacks and whites. Laws on the books.